Hello and welcome back. So, we have been discussing about the queue switching methods. We have already mentioned some queue switching methods which are first rotating mirrors, second one is electro-optic modulators, acoustic modulators and saturable absorbers. Let us discuss these methods one by one. First of all, let us come to how rotating mirror queue switching works. The rotating mirror method was the first method used for queue switching of a laser. It involved a rapid rotation of one of the mirrors of the resonator cavity. The mirrors comes into parallel position for a short interval of time. When the mirrors are not parallel, the cavity loss is very high and consequently cavity Q value is very low. When the mirrors become parallel, the laser oscillation build up and Q switching occurs. It causes the emission of a giant laser beam pulse. Now I am going to discuss the working principle of electro-optic modulators or electro-optic shutter. An electro-optic shutter can serve as a voltage control gate, which rapidly switches the cavity from a low Q value to high Q value. It consists of a crystal that becomes a double reflecting when an electric field is applied across the crystal. The magnitude of the voltage is chosen such that it transforms the electro-optic crystal into a quarter waveplate. When the voltage is on, crystal become double reflecting. Light is not allowed to pass through the polarizer, that means Q reduced to low value. We can say cavity switched off. In the figure, a electro-optic shutter along with a polarizer is arranged inside the optical resonator. From this figure, we can easily show why light is not allowed to pass through the polarizer during the voltage on condition. In voltage on condition, light emitted by the laser becomes linearly polarized by the polarizer. The linearly polarized light incident on the crystal splits into two mutually orthogonal components. As the two components travel through the electro-optic crystal, a relative phase retardation of 90 degree is produced between them. On emerging from the electro-optic crystal, the two components combine to produce circularly polarized light. The light beam reflects from the mirror and returns to the cavity traveling in the opposite direction. On reflection, the sense of rotation of circularly polarized light reverses. And on repassing through the electro-optic crystal, the two components of circularly polarized light experience a further retardation of 90 degree with respect to each other. Coming out of the crystal at the other end, the components recombine to produce linearly polarized light. The direction of polarization of the light is now at 90 degree with respect to its original direction of polarization and the transmission axis of polarizer. This light is not allowed to pass through the polarizer. Therefore, light does not come back to the laser rod and the cavity is switched off. Now, when the voltage is off, double reflection is absent. Light freely travels in both directions and return to laser rod to be further amplified. That means Q regain its high value. That means cavity is switched on. Q switching is synchronized with pumping mechanisms such that the voltage applied to the crystal drops to zero at the time when the population inversion in the laser medium attain its peak value. There are two types of electro-optic cell, Kerr cell and Pockels cell. Pockels cell is preferred because lower voltage need to produce desired effect. Now I am going to discuss the working principle of acousto-optic modulators or acousto-optic shutter. An acousto-optic shutter consists of a quartz crystal attached to a piezoelectric transducer. When an radio frequency signal of 25 to 50 MHz frequency is applied to the transducer, acoustic waves are generated which propagate in the quartz crystal. The acoustic wave generate an effective diffraction grating in the quartz crystal. If an acousto-optic shutter is installed inside the resonator and if it is activated during the pumping of the laser, light beam is deflected out of the laser cavity by the phase grating established in the quartz crystal. Consequently, cavity Q goes to low value. When the signal applied to the piezoelectric transducer is turned off, light passes through the crystal undeflected and re-enter the laser for further amplification. Thus, Q is switched to a high value. Now I am going to discuss about saturable absorber. Q switching may be accomplished by using a saturable absorber within the laser cavity. Saturable absorber is a suitable organic dye dissolved in an appropriate solvent. The organic dye selected for this purpose absorbs light and is opaque at low light intensity level but becomes transparent to light at high intensity level. At the beginning of the pumping, the light emitted is low and the saturable absorber block it. That means cavity exhibit high loss. which implies that low Q value. As the spontaneous emission increases, it causes the beam to traverse back and forth and oscillation build up within the cavity. Transmission coefficient of such a observer increases from 10 to the minus 6 to zero point 0.3 in a few nanoseconds. The effect is reversible so that the materials recovers in time and be ready for the next pulse. Saturable observers are simple and inexpensive, but it but dye whatever using in this purpose may be toxic and degrade on use.